Hello and welcome to Good Day Southside. I'm BJ Mathis, and as you can see, Chris Vaughn is not here today, and I was going to make up something real elaborate like he typically does when I'm not here, but for the sake of time and sparing you some boring story, I'm just going to get into today's show. But he's at camp meeting with his denomination, and he'll be back again next week, and I always miss him when he's not here. Last week we started talking about something we referred to as staycations, and that's where you can take a vacation and stay in close proximity to your home and save on all the gas prices that we all dread this time of year. And we talked about a couple of parks last week, and I want to mention a couple of parks again this week before I introduce my guest for today's show. Just south of here in Jackson, we have High Falls State Park, and Edward will be putting up some photographs of beautiful park. Again, $5 to park. Would really be worth your time to buy a season pass or a one-year pass for parking at $5. But they have things like hiking, fishing, boating. You can play miniature golf down there for $4, and they have a number of different summer programs going on, from a 5K running program. This is one the kids will really love. It's called Frog Slog, and it's the second Saturday of every month from 6 to 7:30 p.m., and it teaches kids all about identifying frogs. So that's at the High Falls State Park. It's probably 30 minutes from Henry County. Also in Henry County, we have Heritage Park, wonderful place to take your family for a picnic. They have a playground. There's the historic village that you can walk through all the historical homes there, and also the Military Museum. Heritage Park is also home to the Veterans Wall of Honor, and you can have an opportunity to teach your kids about the rich military history that we have right here associated with the United States and the founding of our country. And they have information from the Revolutionary War all the way to present day. So a great way to spend your day right here in Henry County. And they also have walking trails at the park. And I know a lot of people take advantage of those. Not all out in the sun either. It has a beautiful trail that goes down by a wetland area. So it's a great place to spend the day with your kids right here close to home. My guest and the website, we're going to post those websites up so you can go there and get more information as well. My guest today is somebody you are probably very familiar with if you've ever heard us speak about Samaritans Together and Helping in His Name food ministry. Right here in Henry County, NolaLove is going to talk about this great organization, share a little bit about her personal testimony, so you definitely don't want to miss it. We want to thank our sponsors for bringing this broadcast to your home each and every week. So if you'll stay tuned, we're going to be back in just a few minutes with NolaLove. And again, I'm BJ Mathis, and you're watching Good Day Southside.
When you're thinking of an authentic taste of Mexico, think El Agave Mexican Restaurant, a wonderful place for a nice dinner with family and friends. Check out our bar specials and the wonderful drink specials created just for you. They have amazing homemade authentic Mexican cuisine made fresh in the kitchen every day, great specialties, a wonderful set of lunch specials for you each and every day, and a wonderful taste of Mexico. Our staff would love to take care of you, and we'd love to have you out. It's El Agave Mexican Restaurant, 2 locations, Highway 81 and Jonesboro Road.
McDonough, Georgia, a town for all seasons.
Where we cherish our rich and storied past.
As we celebrate the really important things in life.
The place where Georgia comes to gather.
It's always easy to get here,
But sometimes hard to leave.
Visit us at tourmcdonough.com or call 770-898-3196 for more information.
The Art Corner on SBN TV features artists from all walks of life. We interview the artists and discover what inspires them, how they've developed their skills, a love of art, and what legacy they're creating and how they encourage others to pursue their talents. The Art Corner showcases artists in their environment or the venues that display the artist's work. We welcome artists interested in being on the show and welcome sponsors who support the arts to contact our website, sbn.tv, or call 770-957-8020.
SBN wants you to tune in for Mid-Georgia Championship Wrestling on Saturday nights. Enjoy your hometown favorites as they take on the challenges for the belt. Brought to you by these sponsors. Visit them and tell them thank you for making it possible. For upcoming events and ticket info, call 678-873-4010 or get your tickets online. Share the word on Facebook. Mid-Georgia Championship Wrestling on SBN. Be there.
Come in to see all the new Harley-Davidson models at Harley-Davidson of Clayton County. We're located at exit 233 on I-75 next to South Lake Mall, 10 minutes south of the airport and just 15 minutes from downtown Atlanta.
True rest can be found at Scarlett's Retreat, the natural and organic day spa and boutique with gracious southern charm and ambiance, deep massage therapy for individuals or couples, hot stone therapy, reflexology, exfoliation, body wraps, facials, beauty treatments, and makeup application. All of Scarlett's techniques, staff, and products are safe and relaxing for the body, mind, and soul. Scarlett's Retreat, just off the square in historic McDonough, Georgia, 22 Jonesboro Street. Visit our website to customize a package for you or someone you love. ScarlettsRetreat.com.
Hello, I'm Larry McNorton of High Point Christian Academy with Seeds for Thought. Children, honor your father and mother so it may go well with you and that you may live long on the earth. That's God's promise for obedience, that you will be happier and live longer. So live long and prosper. Children, obey your parents in the Lord. It's the right thing to do.
Welcome back to Good Day Southside. Of course, as I mentioned earlier in the show, I'm BJ Mathis flying solo today as Chris Vaughn was unable to be here due to a prior commitment. And we are certainly pleased to have a wonderful guest with us today. A lot of you are going to recognize this lady, does a lot in Henry County, and I'm so pleased to have on today's show NolaLove. And Nola, you are the president of Helping in His Name Ministry, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. This is a privilege to be here today.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a grandmother. I'm a widow as of December the 1st. My husband and I had 3 children. We have 4 grandchildren. Since we have a marriage in the family, we now have 5. God has been good to us. He has blessed us as a family. I am one of 11 children.
Wow.
So I knew a little bit about what goes on in big families, and it was difficult to come down to a small family. But I accepted Jesus Christ as my personal Savior when I was 8 years of age. And at that time, I feel like that He became my best friend as well as my Savior. And from there, I began to walk with the Lord, and through some trying times as a child, I learned to trust in Him. And the one thing I wanted to be, BJ, was I wanted to be a missionary when I was very, very young. And so all through these years, no matter what I did, I always wanted to reach out and help people. So that's been my life goal. And so at the Helping in His Name Food Pantry and Samaritans has given me a great opportunity to do that. I am also a minister. I do a lot of missionary work. Went to Congo for a month, helped to get 30 boys in a home for a couple of years, trained them. That was an exciting adventure. Some of those boys are in a pastor's home today and doing great. We're sending them to school, having a great time, and just look out for all those times that I can just enjoy the Lord and also enjoy doing things for others.
You were sharing earlier about how you got involved in Helping in His Name and how you ended up becoming the president. It wasn't really something that you were seeking out, and God just opened that door of opportunity unexpectedly.
Actually, I met Donna Crumbly, the former president, who had been there and part of the person who started the ministry. I met her at an altar one night and prayed with her. I was an altar worker in my church. And so we prayed about the food pantry, and she invited me to come over and be a volunteer. At that time, I was working, had an alteration shop for 27 years in Riverdale, known as Love and Joy Alteration Shop. I used it a lot for ministry also. But Donna and I became friends. I came on as an interviewer, had a lot of experiences during that time, saw a lot of needs. That's when we were over on Highway 155. So one night, Donna resigned back in 2008, and the Lord just laid on my heart in October of that year. I wasn't too interested to start with, but I had sold my business, and God laid on my heart to come on board with Helping in His Name Ministries and being the president. So that's how I presented my first resume in my lifetime to Helping His Name, and the board voted me in, and I've been there ever since.
Was really impressed as you were sharing your testimony about becoming a college student a little later in life, and very encouraged by that. Share a little of that with our audience.
Well, I was kind of one of those late bloomers, BJ. I wanted to always go to college, and being one of 11 children, there was not funds to go, and then raising my own family. So 30 years after high school, I was praying one night or one day and asked God for new directions. He told me that He wanted me to go to Beulah Heights Bible College. So I was very concerned at that time in my life with a lot of problems going on, and so I said to God, walking down the hallway from my prayer time, I said, God, if this is of you, I really want to know. And when you're in your 60s, you don't want to just jump out and do something foolish. So I picked up the phone and I called Beulah Heights Bible College, asked them about their college, and the lady gave me all the information I asked, and I said, well, when are you taking the application? She said, I'm taking them today and tomorrow. I said, okay. So the next day I went down, filled out my application. Dr. Keeler told me that if all of my references were good, he was going to go ahead and let me go. He'd have to dismiss me if my references weren't good, but the rest is history. I graduated from Beulah Heights Bible College and went on to Luther Rice Seminary and graduated from there with my master's. So would love to have a doctorate, but you know, as you get a little older, you think about that twice. So
but you're still thinking about it.
I'm still thinking about it, yes, very definite.
And that's a great encouragement to people. Never give up on your dreams.
Absolutely not. I had workers who worked in my alteration shop. When I wanted to quit, they'd say, nope, you're not quitting, we just work a little harder. So it was a great adventure, and I know that I was where God wanted me to go, and He had a plan and a purpose.
And I'm sure, like anybody who is pursuing something of importance, the devil always wants to get in there and kind of discourage or whatever, but you always seem to be surrounded by people that would encourage you to go on and pursue that and complete that.
I did. I had a lot of prayer, a lot of encouragement, even at times when it seemed like I almost wanted to give up. I was always reminded that when God has a plan for your life, no man can stop it. And that came about because of an experience I had at my work. I was actually held up at gunpoint one time in my alteration shop. And I had time to pray 2 prayers that day, BJ. I stood up and saw a stocking-faced bandit pointing a gun at me, and he said, I want your money. And my prayer was, God, help me to get out of this alive. Give me wisdom. So as I went with my hands up to give him the money, he was very insistent. It was the middle of the day. There wasn't a lot of money there. They were paving the parking lot. And I'll never forget that day because as he came around my counter, there was only one way in and one way out. And as he came around with the gun pointed at me, he reached out to grab my arm. And when he did, it was just like heat came on my arm. And he jerked back and he got very, very afraid. And even though my billfold was close to the man, he never reached out to get my billfold. I realized I had to convince him that he had all he could get. I brought it to, but as he came around that counter that day, I prayed this prayer. I said, God, don't let him do something stupid to hurt me. And I know that day that when he left, as he left, I punched the button for the police because my button was in the wrong place. As I went around the counter that day, the Lord spoke these words to me, and I'll never forget them. He said, when I have a plan for your life, no man can stop it.
Wow.
And I knew that day that God had a plan for my life. So I hope that's what I'm fulfilling right now, is that plan.
It's a wonderful, wonderful testimony. Well, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about that plan and how God's using you in 2 great ministries right here in Henry County. So everyone stay tuned and we'll be right back.
When it comes time to get in shape, there's only one place, Gold's Gym. Don't look for a leatherhead gym. Don't look for the big meatheads, but stop by a family-oriented fitness center. Gold's Gym has 2 convenient locations, McDonough and Eagles Landing, to take care of all your fitness needs. Gold's Gym has the latest in training aids, equipment, classes, from spin class to aerobics to weight training and more. They've got it all. Gold's Gym, your location in McDonough and Eagles Landing to get your family in shape. Stop by and check out a membership today. It's Gold's Gym, the place to get in shape.
Wanting to look and feel your best this summer? Now is the time to visit Herbal Planet. Let us help you obtain your optimal physique with our natural and herbal products. Our experienced and knowledgeable staff will listen to your goals and recommend the right products to remove unwanted pounds and inches. While you are here, enjoy a nutritious smoothie from the Tea Time Cafe. We also carry natural foods, pet remedies, essential oils, homeopathics, books, sports nutrition, and gifts. Herbal Planet is located at 2560 Highway 42 in McDonough.
Each week, Dave Pena brings you interviews and conversations with all the local sports teams, coaches, and athletes on the End Zone. Now you have a chance to be part of a live taping and win prizes. Join Dave Tuesday, June 21st at Benchwarmers Sports Bar and Grill as he interviews the local drivers of the Thursday Night Thunder Racing Series at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Enter for your chance to win to Thursday Night Thunder at Atlanta Motor Speedway from SBN TV. Must be present to win.
Healthcare is changing, and now families are more concerned with preventative care and a healthier lifestyle. So is the Doctor's Office, LLC, South Metro Atlanta's premier full-service family practice. Our physicians and staff provide a variety of diagnostics that can indicate prediabetes, early signs of heart disease, and other warnings that help patients make positive changes before health conditions progress. Our doctors and staff provide the latest medical care at 7 convenient locations, from Forest Park to Forsyth. We keep things convenient by providing x-ray, lab, and pharmacy in-house, as well as additional services for our patients. Start the school year off right with the Georgia-required student sports physicals. Visit our website at tdo-ga.com to schedule an appointment at your nearest office location. Trust the Doctor's Office, LLC as your partner for a healthier family.
The Midtown Lodge, nestled in the mountains of beautiful Gatlinburg, Tennessee, is your next getaway for a mountain weekend vacation or a full week away. Cabin rentals with jacuzzi suites, beautiful accommodations, spacious rooms throughout for every budget and for every need. It's the Midtown Lodge in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Take advantage of the great family pool. There's local dining, shopping, nightlife, and all that is Gatlinburg. It's the Midtown Lodge in beautiful Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Call and book your reservation today.
Come in to see all the new Harley-Davidson models at Harley-Davidson of Clayton County. We're located at exit 233 on I-75 next to South Lake Mall, 10 minutes south of the airport and just 15 minutes from downtown Atlanta.
And welcome back to Good Day Southside. My guest today is NolaLove from Helping in His Name. And Nola, again, thank you so much for being here. And when we went to break, what a great testimony you were sharing about an experience that you had while you were working in your business in Riverdale. I want to switch gears just a little bit and talk about the ministry, because I want people to understand what we have right here in Henry County, that if they need help, it's available. If they want to volunteer, there's opportunities, and if they want to give money, that's always welcome. Would that be a fair assessment?
That's a fair assessment.
Let's talk a little bit about Samaritans Together. What is the organization and what is it designed to do?
Samaritans Together is an organization under the same umbrella. We're under a board that helps try to keep people in their homes. Right now there is a tremendous amount of calls for people that their electric's been cut off, their water's been cut off. A lot of them are getting put out of their homes, and so this is a way of trying to keep them in their home. Lori Miller is our executive director, and she works very hard at trying to help. We are limited to what we can do with Samaritans, BJ, because of the funds. We can give a person about a $300 help. If they come in and their light bills are $450 to get their lights on, we try to work with the companies to be able to do that. We have a lot of calls right now because the rent hasn't been paid. The fees have gone up, so therefore it's a little bit. But as a general rule, we can end up helping maybe 10 to 15 families a month because of the funds that are involved. There's been a lot, like this week, last Friday evening. A lady walked in, she has a little 8-year-old daughter, 7 or 8-year-old. Their electric had been turned off. And you know the weather is so hot.
It is.
It just was really devastating to know that we really couldn't help her. Today is our funding day. As people have to call in, and we do strictly by appointment. First come, first serve. When they call on, that's what. And we try. It's an emergency situation. We are on the list at 211, which is a United Way. If you were to call and want assistance, our name would come up. We often partner with other ministries, St. Vincent de Paul, United Way, Salvation Army. We try whatever way we possibly can to get those people help when they're needing it. Just wish we could do a whole lot more because families are really hurting right now. I had one family yesterday that didn't have any income except for a mother's income. The mother was 58 and she passed away. Has no way of paying rent. She asked for food yesterday from the food pantry just to be able to cook it on the outside so she could eat. Those are the kind of things that we run into all the time with Samaritans.
Have you seen a large increase in the last couple of years because of the economy?
Absolutely. The economy has affected just about so much in Henry County. I mean, Henry County has been affected greatly. We're seeing more people unemployed, underemployed, having to go with part-time work, families that have been laid off. Even the school teachers are hurting because of their furlough days. Mm-hmm. Their incomes have been, I've had them call and say, you know, we just can't make it without extra things. And when the economy just, like today, I don't know how many calls came in because I didn't check before we go, but there's been times that our phones have actually rolled over a couple of times, taken 90 to 100 calls, and we can't help that many people, so it's hard when we get that many calls. But yes, the economy has great, and the effects of gas, the gas price, we're even seeing that affect people. I often will help them, and they'd said to me, I don't have money to go home on. And fortunately, our board recently gave us some gas cards, so we've been able to help a few families.
Do you get referrals from churches, or how do they find out about your services?
Many of them call 211 and they find out through United Way. A lot of them through churches. The churches that sponsor us or people that know that we're there. Maybe a friend may tell them. So in various ways they know about Samaritans. And yet there's a lot of people that don't know about Samaritans. They don't know that we exist, and it is a way to try to help people stay in their homes. We try very hard to screen it if we know that they're going to, for an example, if we know they're going to lose their home and be put out tomorrow or the next week or within a month and they can't keep their home, then we don't pay their electric bill to get it turned on because we feel like that's a waste. But we try to give them references, try to find help for them in order for them to do a better job. And we recommend sometimes they have to move back with family. The family I ministered to the other day, or actually Monday, she's going back to Wisconsin, so we gave her references on how she could get funds to go back to do that.
And then the food pantry, how does that work?
The food pantry is the oldest food pantry, I think, in Henry County. We celebrated our 20 years last year at Locust Grove. We had approximately 200 guests last year. Had a great celebration. We're in our 21st year. At the food pantry, we get referrals from churches. We get referrals from streets in various ways. For instance, you may have a neighbor that's already coming and they find out you've lost your job and they tell you about us. Can I read a letter that came?
Yes, please do.
We got this letter and it just always inspired me because this is one of the ways that they find out about us. And this says, to all the angels at Helping in His Name Ministries, by the end of 2008, this is when the economy really started getting bad, my husband and I had lost our business. I won't mention the business, and we were struggling to keep food on the table. One day my daughter asked me with all her heart, Mommy, if I help clean my kitchen, will you buy some food? It tears me up even right now to write these words. She couldn't fathom she couldn't fathom what we were going through, and it broke my heart not to be able to hide our financial problems from my babies. Wow. A friend told me about your ministry, and I made an appointment. I have never needed a hand like I did that first meeting, and I never needed to be reminded more about God's love than I did that day. I did not know how broken my faith had become until I sat in the chair to go over my shattered life. I cried that day because of the joy your ministry gave me. When I got home, my daughter tore into the emergency boxes, which we give, and sat on the floor and ate chocolate-covered almonds, and she kept saying, "This is like Christmas, this is like Christmas." We've survived and we're started back, and she sent me a check to say, I want to help other families. Wow. That's some of the ways that they hear about us, is through other people. Hopefully that someone hearing me today, if they need help, all they have to do is call us. We'll give them an emergency box, give them the way that they can become a client, and we qualify them to do that.
And you have a website if people want more information, and it's helpinginhisname.org or SamaritansTogetherofHenryCounty.org.
Absolutely.
And all the contact information is there on that site.
Absolutely.
And
in fact, we just got a new website yesterday, so check us out.
Very good. And if someone wanted to, somebody might be out there thinking, I've really haven't got it that bad, but I don't have a whole lot to give. What can $25 do?
Well, you know what? I'm glad you asked that question. I have this chart because I don't always remember everything. But $25, we can purchase 156 pounds of food from the Atlanta Community Food Bank. We get food for 16 cents a pound. A lot of people say, well, I don't have much to give. Well, you know what? $5 will buy 31 pounds of food, and that would make a difference in somebody's life.
So no gift is too small.
No gift is too small, and quite frankly, I'm waiting on my $1 million check, but until then, I'm still depending on those $5 and $25 and $30 a month to come in to help keep the rolls going, to keep those trucks going. Because there's not only food to buy, BJ, but we have all the trucks. We have 2 trucks that we keep on the road almost constantly. I have a lady that leaves early in the morning at 8:30, picks up at 3, actually on Monday 4 grocery stores, and we glean whatever we can so that we can have food to give these people. And of course, then we also buy from the food pantries. Like recently, just to fix my reefer truck was $14,000.
Wow.
That's a lot of money. But you know what? We have to have that, or we're not able to give away meat.
Absolutely.
Fortunately, just this week, we had someone donate us a set of tires for our pickup truck. That's a great blessing to the food pantry. Our parking lot was in great need of being paved because it was becoming dangerous. We just completed that project, but we need to re-raise the funds that it costs to pave all of our parking lot. So there's all kinds of things going on at the food pantry, but it's exciting to see what God's doing. We serve a little less than 1,000 customers, our clients, just this month alone. This past month, that's not this month. And what's exciting, BJ, also about the food pantry is how you can get involved as a volunteer. It takes at least 25 volunteers a day for us to run a shift. We have 5 paid staff members, and it keeps us really busy. Sometimes it's not a 40-hour week, sometimes it's a 60-hour week. Up until this point, we've had 9,900 and I believe 20 hours volunteered. That's volunteer hours from people out in the community, and that we are so grateful for. Without the volunteers, I don't know what we can do. But we've had, we've had 1,528 hours of the trustees that come from the annex. We go every day and pick up at least 2 trustees a day. They come out and help us keep the warehouse going. So what the community does is exciting, because without it, I tell my volunteers every day, without you, we could not make this happen.
Well, Nola, I want to thank you so much for taking time to be here and to share about this great ministry and opportunities for our citizens to get involved. Thank you for all you're doing for Henry County.
Thank you, BJ, for the opportunity to come today. I've been blessed by coming.
And of course, we want to thank you for being here to join us for another edition of Good Day Southside. And I hope to see you again next week along with Chris Vaughn. See you then.